How are developers overcoming the single-threaded nature of JavaScript?
They're taking a lot of different approaches. I think JavaScript benefits from having programmers with a wide variety of backgrounds, coming from a wide variety of languages, so they bring a lot of different idioms. You have people who have created libraries like async.js. You have people who are just naming functions and just figuring out different ways to organize their code, essentially, and see what they can abstract out, how they can find common patterns. And really, that's just started. JavaScript is a fairly new language.
Now, what are promises in jQuery?
So promises are a particularly interesting pattern where instead of passing a callback to a function directly when you're doing some asynchronous task, you instead have that function return an object to you which you can attach a callback to. And what's really interesting is that you can then take these objects and combine them logically to say, for instance, when all of these tasks are completed, then I want this other callback to fire. And that would be something that would be just tedious to program normally. But when you have those promises already, it's incredibly simple.
So it just expedites the process, right?
Exactly.
Now, you wrote a book about CoffeeScript. How did you gravitate towards that?
I discovered CoffeeScript when it was very new. It had sort of taken off with the Hacker News crowd a couple months after its release. And after a week of just playing with it, I loved it so much, I thought everyone needs to know about this. And I sent my book proposal out.
Yeah. Even after a couple weeks, you were ready to go.
I was already feeling like I was more productive in this language, this esoteric language created as a special project, than I was in JavaScript.
So last question for you, and it's related to that. If somebody's getting into JavaScript, do you recommend they actually start with CoffeeScript, or do they still need to start with JavaScript?
I would still start with JavaScript. You probably won't understand what's going on in CoffeeScript if you just approach it directly as your first language. But once you understand a little JavaScript, then I think learning CoffeeScript is a great way to become a better JavaScripter. You can really learn both languages simultaneously from that.
Right, but you got to pop the hood first, understand it, and then you can ease into it.
Right.
Right. Well, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate you taking the time.